Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Theta. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up with the swing high printed in April of 2021 and the swing low printed in July of 2021. We had a perfect retracement down to the capitulation target at 79 cents roughly. From there, we saw a nice bounce to the upside all the way up to our previous technical target, which was the 1.618 actually. And we've actually gone down there in May, and then we dropped even lower to the second fib level back in December last year. So I did enter Theta recently. So if you want to get all of my buy alerts and where I'm buying and everything like that, that's going to be on Patreon. We'll have an ad midway through the video regarding that. But yeah, so I am in Theta at this point in time. So I am planning to hold long term. So if we take a look at the potential technical targets to the upside. Actually, we'll do that on the weekly in just a moment. We'll do that on the weekly because I don't want to switch over to the weekly chart just yet. So what we're doing here is based off of this smaller Fibonacci. As you can see, we have a swing high printed in November. The swing low is printed all the way back in October. You had a retracement down to the 1.618. And from there, you went all the way up and you retraced, well, almost retraced to the first, to the $1.32, which was the zero fib. So you almost had a full perfect retracement here. But in fact, you just printed a lower high and then you dumped all the way back down. But with this pullback, what actually happened is that you managed to backtest this yellow resistance line as support. And that was a massive, massive signal because once you break above a resistance level, you typically tend to come back down to retest it as support before moving up. So you're confirming that this is your support. So I would assume that if we had a pullback in the next few days, or if we're going to have a pullback in the next few days, this yellow support trend line is going to be something that we could target because I really don't want to be coming back into the falling wedge right now, because if we do that, we're going to be targeting the yellow or the lower yellow support trend line, just like we've bounced off of it once in May, once in December, January, just a couple of months ago. So yeah, I would hope we can stay above the yellow support trend line. If I zoom out as well, you can see that we have a massive, massive blue support block set up from 77.5 cents down to 55 cents. Now this is set up based off of this trading range that we had in 2020. So from October until November, we had this trading range and we dipped into that range over here in January this year, and then we had a straight move to the upside. So this was an incredible buying opportunity. We had this support block laid out many months ago. So if you were following the videos, you could have entered here and approximately you already did a 75% move to the upside. So Theta's entire supply is out in circulation. So the entirety of the 1 billion tokens is out in circulation. And this is really good because this means that the price is not going to be suppressed by any token unlocks, which is very, very good. So if we see any pullbacks or any strong pullbacks from Bitcoin, we can expect Theta to potentially retest 77.5 cents. And from there, we could continue moving to the upside. Now that would still be considered bullish as we're holding this low. As long as we hold this low, as long as we print a higher low, we are good for continuation. Of course, we are planning to retrace to the August 2022 high. Hopefully we can do that, and hopefully we can get even higher, potentially getting to the 1.272 sometime in August this year when I'm expecting the bull trap to occur. But also keep in mind that you have this pink resistance trend line that we broke below in May last year, and we still haven't back tested it as support. So that could come later on this year where we run into that level, into the pink trend line, and then we come back down. So keep an eye on that as well. That could be a nice swing trade for you, or a nice exit if you're looking to exit your position. But if you're holding long term in 2023, you could be eyeballing these three levels here. So $1.39.5, $1.89.5, and $2.35. These are going to be your major targets. It is possible we're going to get even higher by the end of the year, but if you're not holding long term and you're simply, looking to sell, then of course, it doesn't matter. Whatever the price does after you sell really is not important. So taking a look at the daily chart here, as you can see, we had another pullback into the green support block early March. And as you can see, every single time we pull back into the green support block, we see a move to the upside. So this time around, we saw a move all the way back into the yellow resistance trend line. We saw a pullback from there and another back test of the resistance trend line, as you can see. So two touches here. We just bounced off of it March 28th. And we bounced off of it the last time, March 17th. So we did have these two bounces. This was a good opportunity to sell if you're looking to buy back lower. But I would be very careful with swing trading right now, as we are very near the bottom in terms of altcoins. So just be careful not to sell too early, because you might see Theta doing something like this. You take profits at $1.20, and then it absolutely explodes. So just be patient, I would say. Wait until the token gets very, very overextended on the daily chart before even thinking about swing trades, because trust me, you don't want to sell before the bull market starts, because that would be one of the stupidest things you can do. And I'm trying to teach you how to preserve your capital before actually making profits. So yeah, if you don't want to be selling, at a loss, obviously, and you don't want to be investing more than you can lose. So those are the two important things. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, what we can do right now is set up a Fibonacci retracement here and take a look at our long-term targets to the upside. So as you can see, our 1.618 target here is sitting at $77, which would mean that we'd have to be sitting at a $77 billion market cap. And that's a pretty strong move. That's a 77x from here. And I would say that's a bit far-fetched. We can obviously see those numbers, but for that we'd have to get really bullish, and Theta would have to there would have to be a lot of demand, right? And I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying that it's less likely to happen. But what we can target is $42. This is going to be a nice take profit level, as well as $28.41. These are going to be your two major targets in the next bull run. So $28, 41.6. Those are going to be two important levels for us to break. Of course, if you want to, sell here potentially, you can also leave some tokens to sell at the 1.618 at $77. But I'm just saying that I'm probably going to be taking profits at $40, because that is going to be, that's going to be a nice area to sell, and we're going to be very overextended at that point. And, it all depends on the situation. But for now, our plan is $41, and we might start taking profits just slightly below $30 here. So we'll see how it goes. And like I said, 1 billion tokens in circulation. That means that the market cap is basically times billion, whatever the price is here. Taking a look at the weekly RSI. So we haven't pulled back yet to this support trend line. So that's what we are going to be looking for here. A move all the way down to the pink trend line there, and a bounce from there to the upside. That's going to be a great entry if that is going to happen. So keep an eye on this pink trend line. It's based off of this resistance level here that we broke above in January, and we still haven't come back to retest it as support. So keep an eye on that. and the stochastics started moving up from the oversold. This could be a bullish signal. Bitcoin doesn't look like it wants to have a very strong correction despite all the Binance FUD and everything coming out. Really, it seems like Bitcoin has had enough with these with these dumps, so it just doesn't care at this point. And altcoins like that very much. Some altcoins have been pumping quite nicely. Theta isn't one of those, unfortunately, right now, but for those of you who haven't bought into the project yet, you're very lucky because you still are sitting at these low prices that we had back in June. So remember when we had that pullback in June and you thought, well, I wish I had some money to buy into Theta. Now you're sitting even slightly lower than those prices. So just make sure to take advantage of these situations. Don't look at this low in December because not everyone was able to buy at these lows. You're still very, very cheap. And a major resistance level that we could retest in August actually is the golden ratio here, the 0.618 at $4.31. So that's something to keep an eye on. So that would be a 325% move to the upside. That should be everything. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Patreon, and check out the Telegram chat down below. Thank you all for watching and take care.